There's a good reason royal weddings are considered the fashion event of the year, because we love looking at gorgeous wedding dresses. Not to mention some seriously expensive jewelry and crowns and tiaras. These gowns can take months, if not years to make, and can easily run into the six figures to make. What's also interesting here is that these royal dresses often inspire wedding gown trends, sometimes for entire decades. So this is a fun look at what's been considered beautiful over many decades and cultures. Former PR consultant Sophie Wessex wed Prince Edward in a V-neck gown that had 325,000 pearls and crystals. She apparently changed into a gorgeous gown later, with stones dyed to match St. George's Chapel. Zara Phillips married rugby player Mike Tindall in 2011 in a silk and satin Stuart Parvin gown. Princess Beatrice got married in 2020 in a very intimate ceremony, necessarily so because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The gown was actually vintage Norman Hartnell and previously worn by Queen Elizabeth, even though their wedding took place in 2010. Princess Victoria's gown feels exceptionally modern. PR Inc. Sheldon designed it, and it includes a detachable train. The tiara descends from Napoleon Bonaparte, the crown princess of Denmark. Now Queen Mary wore a popular for its time batter neck gown, featuring Duchess satin. The 19-foot train was a standout, and the veil was first worn by Crown Princess Margareta of Sweden. This Sarah Burton for Alexander McQueen dress is probably one of the more memorable royal gowns of all time. It was English Cluny and French Antilles lace, and had an almost 9-foot-long train. Deemed by The Cut to be one of the best royal wedding gowns of all time, Rita Hayworth's wedding to Prince Ali Khan in 1949 had a big floppy hat and dress with a high-water hemline. But the coolest aspect was its light blue color. These pictures doesn't really do Queen Rainia's dress justice, but it was admittedly a quite 90s style. Bruce Oldfield designed the gold and white ball gown with matching bolero jacket. This might be one of the most recognizable wedding gowns ever. This 25-foot train was the longest ever worn by a British royal, and the designers Elizabeth and David Emanuel later noted that the fairy dust effect on her veil required hand-stitching 10,000 micropearls. Diana literally sparkled. This simple, but immediately iconic, wedding gown instantly catapulted the batter neck wedding gown into popularity. It was designed by Claire Waite Keller and inspired by none other than style icon Carolyn Bessette Kennedy. For her wedding to Prince Rahim Aga Khan, son of Aga Khan IV, in Geneva, Switzerland, the former Kendra Spears wore a gold and ivory sari designed by Manav Gangwani that featured a low back on the top. She accessorized with relatively minimal jewelry and kept things beautifully simple. Princess Sophia married in 2015 with the Ida Shastet dress. It was made of crepe and silk organza as well as handmade lace. The hereditary Grand Duchess of Luxembourg had a 2-day wedding ceremony and had an opulent gown to match. It was a lisard and featured a lace and silver gown with a 16-foot train that spanned most of the cathedral. Be sure to hit subscribe to be the first to see brand new content.